Dude,
Shouldn't have said anything.
that hurt. I'm fucking locked in. You got me water? What a nice guy. How the fuck are you doing, dude?
I'm pretty good. Did you start it?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
we're locked in. Right?
We're locked in. Dude, I'm locked in now.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, it's fucking time, dude. We've been
It
waiting
is.
for a while to find.
We've been fucking around.
Yeah.
Being
We
stupid.
kind of, yeah. What do we do different? Nothing. We just figured it out.
I probably wasn't the best influence on you either. I was fucking drinking all the time.
Ain't no way I was a good influence on you. We both kind of just were like, all right, it's time to get some shit straight.
Yeah, we're still just we're just figuring it out now. Like,
well, now we're just like, instead of just tossing your hands up and being like,
I think
life is life. Now we're trying to take control of what we can take control of.
yes, and I think that what we thought was we already finished the tutorial, but we had just finished the tutorial.
We finished like the main menu.
We just fucking started.
We logged in.
Yeah, we're making our character right now. Holy shit!
I'm so excited, dude. We got a bunch of shirtless dudes walking by. What the fuck?
Dude, hey boys! The reason I gotta lock in is, well, both of us. Just because we're so young, dude. This is the fucking time. People don't realize that because our brains are so malleable and still neuroplastic. We're not 25, 30 yet, so we still have all this time and we have all this energy and we can fucking use it to better ourselves. This is the question, dude, that I've been asking myself for like 4 weeks now, probably a month.
Lay it on me.
Who do I want to be? Because if I'm trying to morph myself, because I listen to older people, dude, like my foremen and like people I work around and shit like that. They all want to change, and they're like, I'm trying to change, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, but it's hard for them. They can't really, their brain's too stuck, and they don't know how to play to remalleable.
Yeah, I wonder if they just got the question wrong. Is it who you want to be, or is it what do you want to be?
Both.
Probably, because
what do you want
to be is generally just like happy and successful, right? Is probably the two answers you get on there. I want to be happy, I want to be successful.
But then who you want to be is what kind of person,
I guess. It also determines if you're happy and successful.
Yes. Because if you're you've got all the money in the world, but you're treating everybody like shit.
Have you answered your own question yet? Or are we just, I haven't answered who I want to be yet. I'm figuring it out.
For me, I'm trying to, dude.
Like who specifically? I have no idea.
I don't know what job I want to have. I don't know what.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what career I want to have. But
that's why I'm saying the what is a lot easier to concentrate on.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's why I keep it simple, just so I know. Okay, you got a sketched out line, like when you're starting a drawing, you know.
Yeah.
And if you look at older people, I feel like people are gonna think I'm on meth.
You're not tweaking.
I'm not tweaking, dude. Dude, I did drink caffeine today. And I didn't drink caffeine yesterday.
Oh, okay. So you're a little wired.
Dude, I drank coffee this morning, and I drank a Water Joe at 9 o'clock.
Water
it's like 89,
I like
89 milligrams.
Those are my Milwaukee specials when I'm going to Milwaukee.
Dude.
I grab a Water Joe and a Monster.
Shit. You're like, I'm getting hydrated.
Yeah, I'm getting juiced up.
But what was I talking about? What I was talking about is if you watch older people, they keep their lives very simple. Like I drove past my dad's ex-girlfriend's mom's house, Tony's grandma. I should have just said that. I drove past Tony's grandma's house today, coming back, dropping another guy off in Mason.
Yeah.
And I seen that her mom had bought an umbrella where she sits out and smokes her cigarettes and chills outside. And I just started thinking about it. I'm like, as we age, we get more simplistic. Thank you. Things get more simplistic. You want a fast car now, that's expensive. We want nice houses. We want this, we want that. Once we get old, dude, it's like, I just need an umbrella to shade me while I'm sitting outside and reading or smoking a cigarette.
I just need something that allows me to smell the roses. Yeah.
And so you keep it simple. Who do I want to be? You want to be a good dad. You want to be a good person in your society. You want to be a good husband. And that's it.
That's all what's. Those are all, what do you want to be? I want to be a good husband. I want to be this and that.
Well,
and it's who
they
I guess.
start as what?
Yeah. And that's why you have to concentrate on the what
that's
first.
That's true. You start on the what first.
The what develops the who.
And that develops your brain to start being like, who do I want? What am I? What else do I want?
That's his new car that he got.
Let's see it. Ooh.
Not bad.
That thing's kind of nice. Yeah. That dude must be loaded or something.
Oh, that is an old. Have you seen her yet? I haven't seen her for this long yet. They're definitely Eastern European, bro.
Yeah, dude, I saw her.
I thought they were Spanish this whole time.
Dude, I heard him talking on the phone like the second day they moved in, and as soon as I heard it, I'm like,
I probably
that
should have
sounds like
trusted
my
you.
dad.
'Cause, yeah, you've heard your dad talk a million times. Too. No,
No, he's Spanish.
He was just probably smiling and nodding when I was speaking Spanish, and I was just being inconsiderate.
Yeah. He's like, who the fuck? What the hell's he
Because
talking?
all he said was no English.
Oh.
So then you got to think, well, what's the second most common thing?
Well, what you
And
do?
he's got a little bit of the darker skin tone, which Eastern Europeans are supposed to be white as hell like your dad.
What you got to do is listen to their accent.
Yeah, but he didn't. He barely even said anything.
Oh yeah, because he
So
said
I
no
couldn't-
English.
Yeah, he just was like no English, and I was like, oh, I started speaking Spanish. He looks Spanish, but that's racist.
Yeah, you racially profiled somebody, dude.
Actually,
You
okay,
are
no,
a
like-
piece of shit.
Yep.
You are a Republican piece of shit. I knew it, dude.
How dare you?
You're trying to tear this country
How
down and turn us
fucking
all
dare
into slaves.
I voted for.
But that, if I were to ask you what you wanted to be, like, as a person, as a human being on this planet, like, you're old, you're about reaching your deathbed. Let's say you got 5 years left. Like, besides all your accomplishments that you want to do, oh, I got this, I did that. Who gives a fuck about all that? What kind of human being do you want to die as? Like, do you want to know that you fucked all these people over? Or do you, like, I don't want to say his name, like this one guy I know, he fucks a lot of people over. It's in business a lot. They fuck a lot of people over to get money. Or are you going to fucking go in human traffic and treat people like that, where they're just product?
Or are you going to volunteer every week?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what ties into what Jordan Peterson talks about with, like, when you start on yourself, it literally radiates out because you're bringing a better attitude to your family. And once your family, like my sister, she started going to the gym, dude, and she walks more now. My brother's got a job. They're all trying to build their lives up now. And I don't think it was all me, obviously. I'm not saying that. But
That's start somewhere, though.
exactly. They see somebody like, oh, maybe this is possible.
They had more time. I think
that's all I'm trying to do.
I think it was you because they've had more time than you've had on this earth, and you figured it out faster than they have. And after you figured it out, they started to figure it out.
That's really why I had to lock in, dude, because I
like,
seen
oh,
them
shit.
figuring it out. I'm
I'm a
like,
role model all of
oh
a sudden?
shit, I gotta fucking like stop
Stay ahead.
drinking.
Yeah.
I gotta get ahead, dude. Exactly, because I was falling behind. I think,
I don't think you're gonna fall behind no water, only Dr. Pepper method, but
dude, I wouldn't do that.
that's crazy.
But I think that I'm starting to wonder if my body fat, if I'm supposed to be 170 right now. I think it's mostly fat because I'm dropping down.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'11", 5'10", something like that.
I don't know. You might be 6 foot, bud.
No, I'm not. They measured me at work, dude, because I was like, I'm probably 6 foot. And they busted out the tape
They were
measure
like,
on me.
no.
dude. That's fucking fine.
5'10" and a half, dumbass.
Yeah, dude.
They purposely got the long measuring stick, so you look.
Yeah, they're like,
5'6" actually. I don't know where you got 6 foot from. 5 inches, male body weight.
dude, nobody saw that but the camera, but
What's the when there's like a spectrum?
I got ninja-like reflexes.
If you're 5'11", you're between 155 and 189, and I'm 5'9", and that's between 144 and 176. So I'm almost malnourished.
Yeah, you probably are, dude. You don't eat.
I don't eat a lot. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know how you don't eat, dude. But I think it's probably good that we moved in together because we need to rub off on each other.
Yeah.
You've got some good
A lot of
things like
opposite tendencies,
you've
and then
got
there's
to
a lot of-
yeah, you overregulate how you eat. I used to fucking underregulate how I ate. And I just dude. Oh my
Yeah, you go like this and eat.
Oh god. Dude. Yeah, that didn't look too
No,
good.
it didn't. It looked
No,
good.
it didn't look great. Those are spoons, ladies and gentlemen. Spoons.
Other guys.
I saw this lady, okay?
What was his name?
I don't know her name. She was in Quick Start, working there behind the counter.
All right.
This lady was going to town on some food, dude. And she looked
This
like
one or
it too.
Like Northwood.
In Charles City.
Oh, yeah.
She looked like it too. She was fucking behind the counter, dude, when she's supposed to be working. She's got her shirt
Oh,
on.
like by the register?
Dude, next to a register while somebody's getting checked out. Fucking just going to town,
You know
dude.
what? Maybe she worked a double and didn't eat. All right, we gotta give her the benefit of
We
the doubt.
do.
But if we review the security camera and she's fucking eating 2 hours ago, what the fuck?
Listen, the only reason I say that is because I feel bad for
They
these
let the
people.
piggy out the pen.
That's what I'm saying. Me and Marty were talking about shit like this all day, dude. Like,
It's tough. It's sometimes mean, but it also kind of needs to be said. I mean,
Marty runs 6 miles
yeah.
in fucking an hour, and he told me dude. He used to run 50 miles. He's a Goggins motherfucker, dude.
Mhm.
He used to run 50 miles a week because when he was going, he told me this. I don't know if he wants, like, he was going through a divorce. He was going through getting his rights taken away for his guns. He was going through a bunch of shit at the time. I'm not going to spill his beans, but he fucking told me he would get home from work and he'd just be so angst up and fucking anxietied out that he'd just fucking go run 10 miles. And he fucking just...
Running puts you back into reality real quick. You realize nothing matters right now.
Exactly,
You're just trying to
dude.
not die.
Yes. When I was first trying to quit nicotine, when me and Maddie were together, I would just fucking run around Mason City, dude.
Yeah, you told me.
I would go crazy. Well, where'd you run in cross country?
Everywhere. Around, I mean, like practices were usually like, you could do, there's usually track workouts and there's like distance workouts. Distance will be like around town and you go from anywhere from like, I mean, I guess it probably depends on how serious you are about it, but you go for a warm-up run and you come back and it depends on what your method is, but then you'll go for the workout run, like the distance run. So warm-up run will still just be like,
I'm still listening.
yeah, the warm-up run will just be around like a couple blocks or like a mile or so, nothing too serious, just something light. Come back, cool off, just make sure all your joints work good, and then you'll probably go, I mean, we would do like at least like 3 to maybe like at the max like 10 miles, and then you probably hit a cool down run, and generally your cool down run will be on the football field and you want to take your shoes off for it. But, yeah, and I mean races will just be wherever, I swear to God, Mason City's cross country should run at Lime Creek if they don't.
I don't know where they run.
Lime Creek is a crazy good course, if it's not the course. Mason City's so dog shit though. They probably are outrun by the high school way out there.
I know they have a track.
Yeah, and I know they got those paths by the high school too. And
I just burnt the fuck out of that rice, dude.
Did you?
Dude, I completely forgot I started it. I was like, don't forget about this, because you got to turn it on high at first, and then I'm like, okay, shit, and then I almost fell out of the chair, dude. See, I'm a natural tweaker.
He is actually on meth, folks.
I don't even need meth, dude. I'm just fucking, I got so much energy naturally. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from. And my brain works even quicker than the way I talk and shit. That's why I move like I do. Maybe it was the meth, dude. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably what formed my brain
when
over
you were
time.
developing your brain and then
Yes.
gave you meth.
Yes.
I wonder if meth had to play a part in when you were developing your brain.
But it made me think about things in an accelerated way.
Yeah.
That's what's good about it.
You have like a controlled hyper focus.
That's kind of nuts. They're like, give these kids drugs.
Yeah, like
and they're like,
you have like a pseudo superpower a little bit. You're like Flash, but only in the brain in retarded ways.
yes, dude. Because if I try to move the way my brain does,
your limbs are fucked up. You have no like,
dude. It's because my body.
You have no body coordination.
My body's trying to move as fast as my brain does.
Your brain's
can't.
9 steps ahead of your body at all times.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget where my body's at. Like I stop. Like when I bench, dude. I can't fucking.
Yeah.
And
why are you turning your head?
The same thing happened when I was shoveling the other day, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just spaz talking. I'm trying to size you up too and get you to talk, dude.
Yeah.
But fucking shit.
Shoveling.
When I was shoveling, this Bosnian guy, he's like, use your legs more. And I was like, legs to shovel? What the fuck's this guy? Because I hate when people tell me what to do when I'm in the zone, dude. I'm fucking, and he's like, use your legs more. And my brain's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, it's the same as benching, dude. I'm like, why am I just using my arms to shovel? Dude, that's why my upper body's so developed. I just use it all the time. I'm like, I still sometimes do it, dude. I'm trying to fucking.
Well, that's a workout too, is putting your feet up on the bench. It engages like your core basically instead of like everything else.
Is that like what makes it so hard? Is because, oh my god, dude, I didn't think about it like that.
For a little bit,
yeah, because your chest engages your core, then it engages with your legs, dude.
then your bench is pushing your lats, and then your shoulders, and then your tries, and it's all moving up.
See, this is the problem with me teaching myself. I don't think about
I
these
tried to
things.
tell you that for like a long time, but you're like, no, I'm just
Dude,
gonna follow bodybuilders on Snapchat. And I was like, okay.
I've learned from bodybuilders, fucking power lifters, regular fitness people.
Kirk.
Yeah, and now real life fucking trainers.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm just trying to piece it together as I go.
Same with what we're doing right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Me and Marty were talking about that too. The fact that I think that's what's wrong with our generation.
Probably.
They're not trying to piece shit together.
Yeah. Out here.
Alcohol, I think, has a lot to do with it, and fucking sex.
I said we're just out here, not doing shit.
Yeah, exactly. We're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
We just go to work and then
get hammered with our friends, hang out, fuck around, smoke weed, jerk off.
What is this?
Yeah, it's weird.
What are we doing?
Nothing good.
What is
we're
this?
not doing it.
I know we're not.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're not anymore. We weren't jerking off together, folks. We were jerking off separately.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But no. I'm thinking on it now, dude. What the fuck? What is that? What is our society doing right now?
It's so dumb. I don't feel shame about it because it's like what everybody else is doing, but also it's like, duh.
Yeah, it's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we doing it? It's
you want to be happier?
I've been seeing this on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, like motivational
I haven't been
things,
on Twitter
dude.
for like 6 days or something.
Well, not recently.
Yeah, I haven't even opened Twitter.
No, I'm addicted to my phone. I got to get off.
Yeah.
Which that's why I wanted to do this too, because it gets the phone away from me.
Yeah.
But
my phone time's been significantly down for like a good amount.
I got to do that too. Yeah.
When I was unemployed, it was up there quite a ways, and now my weekly average is like not even 8 hours or something like that. Like I'm on it for like an hour a day or something. I mainly Snapchat you is what I'm doing throughout
I know.
the day.
Do you think about like your friends and stuff from Wisconsin and your parents and stuff? You just don't text them?
They don't text me.
So I'm just trying to like wrap my brain around your mindset, because Josh is the same way. He's like, I don't feel the need to like be there all the time, because his mom tweaks out. She's like, I didn't see you on Easter or whatever, you know.
I know we're solid. Like
yeah.
How me and Kyle talk. Me and Kyle probably hadn't talked in a couple weeks, or like a few weeks at least. And then he just texted me that, and I called him, and we called right back up. Like I know we're solid. I know. With most of this shit, like I could call pretty much any of those boys, and they pick up.
And
we could talk like nothing else has changed. Obviously, we'd tell them what changed and whatnot. Catch up. I don't know. I probably call my mom's mom like, or she doesn't call me, so I probably call her like twice a year or something, on her birthday and probably at Christmas, I would say. No, it's probably more like 4 times a year. But yeah, they don't, like that whole side of the family doesn't reach out at all. But my dad's mom, like the ones in Clear Lake and all that, they'll reach out.
And they'll talk to you and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Like
those are your grandparents?
Yeah, she texts me like pretty often. She texted me on the first day I got hired at the new
Congratulations.
place. Yep, and then on the 3rd day she texted me again. And then I guess I texted my dad today. But like we don't text often. Or did he text me? I gotta check. I texted my mom because I showed her my office, because you've seen my mom's office.
Yeah, Genghis mom.
Yeah, Genghis mom.
See, the reason I'm wondering is because I'm trying to gauge what the fuck is a healthy relationship.
Oh, I told my dad I was officially certified.
What'd he say?
He was like, let me just read it, honestly. So that's good. Should be plenty of work. How's the job going? And I said, honestly, I don't want to speak too soon yet, but it's the best job I've ever had. Pretty awesome. Really liking it. He said, that's great. I'm really glad you like it. And I flexed on him with the office picture of the other office in Garner, not Britt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, nice. Now have them get the Volkswagen running for free. And I said, I'll get right on that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I guess the reason I was wondering is I'm just trying to gauge what like a healthy relationship is.
I don't think a lot of people are like you on the phone either when they're communicating with other people. I think a lot of people there's like a weird disconnect when they try and text people through the phone. It's not the same as like seeing them in person.
See, that's why I'm trying to make it like I'm seeing them in person.
Yeah.
But you can't
do it. It doesn't really work that
No.
way. Yeah, it's a different thing. And I think that's probably why a lot of those people don't reach out to me, is because I'm so far away that it's like they're not going to convey the right message. I wonder if that's what they think. I have no idea why they don't. But it doesn't really.
It might
affect
just
me,
be a
like,
form of high intelligence because we used to not do that. I don't know if it's healthy to be texting people like constantly and keeping up with people constantly.
I don't know.
Because you're supposed to go out on your own and
This is just what
experience
I
life
do.
by yourself. Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just the reason I ask is I used to think, oh, well, that's not normal to me because I text people all the time, but
Maybe you're low intelligence and I'm high intelligence.
I think it's more of like an abandonment issue. Like that's where it stems from. It's like,
Yeah, but
oh,
then you would think I would text all the time. My dad left.
yeah, but you got one now. You got a
Yeah,
good
but you
one.
had both your parents.
Yeah, but my mom kind of dipped out.
But
I
my
guess
dad
it was
did
more
that.
emotional. They weren't really there
Yeah.
emotionally.
True.
My parents didn't really have emotions for the longest time. They didn't want to feel. I could tell because they drank all the time. They were always trying to suppress what they felt.
Ooh, here's something. You weren't an only child, so you probably got a decent amount of or you probably didn't get a decent amount of communication as a child because the attention had to get spread around to all the kids, and then, like you're saying, your parents aren't emotionally there. I was an only child until I was 10, and then Mira was born. So most of my life, I was the only kid, so both of my parents, the only kid they got to worry about is me.
I'm framing this wrong then. Because I'm making it seem like my parents didn't care about me. I think their just attention was sprang between. That's
Yeah.
insane. Now that I'm thinking about it, 3 kids, fucking jobs, life bullshit.
And they're probably so angst up, instead of going and running, they just become swinging.
That's true. They become swingers. We could say it because my sister confirmed it the other day by my mom.
Yeah.
They were well known at a swingers bar, dude.
I think you had already told me this. Like,
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah. I
was already
this
pretty
stuff-
certain they were swinging.
That's because
Yeah.
that was my assumption.
I mean,
that
you
was
can-
just
you can
from the
kinda look
evidence
at
I
it.
was
You can look at
gathering.
them and go, you know what?
Dude,
On a scale of 1 to 10,
how did this kid come on, Black?
on a scale of 1 to 10, are they swingers? It's not below 5, that's for sure.
I think you're right, though.
No, I mean,
And
Well,
that might be
and-
why
and-
they
and
text me so much now is because we're all
They-
adults.
yeah.
And
they probably realized because it's their first time living too,
yeah.
so they don't know what the fuck they're doing either.
Yeah, and I'm not holding any judgment or resentment
No,
towards
but
them.
that's
I'm just,
probably like
yeah.
the path of development that you let down
hmm
stems from that, and it stems
Yeah.
from what stemmed from that, like their parents, how they did this.
My grandpa's wild. He used to be an alcoholic
Yeah.
dude. He used to throw shit across. He never hit my grandma or nothing, but he like would throw shit across the room and break it and stuff.
Probably why your dad
Well,
likes motorcycles.
Dude, it's the funniest thing because I was talking to my dad about what I think I just read Dr. Gabor Mate's book about trauma, and I was in the moment of trying to like, what the fuck's going on in my brain,
You were on that kick for a while.
dude? I was trying to figure it out for so long because I'm like, there's something not right in here, and I need to figure it out.
Yeah. The problem is you never really get a definitive answer. You just kind of have to like move on and just. It's like we're doing now. You just figure out the mission along the way.
And you talk about it, and like because people remember things
Right.
wrong, like I just did, and
You didn't remember it wrong. You just didn't. You had your perspective on it.
yes, yes.
You remembered it how you remembered it.
Oz Perlman
Yeah.
on Joe Rogan. That's what he fucking specializes in. What people remember. Isn't that? Did you watch that one?
No, not yet.
Dude.
I haven't watched any since Protect Our Park.
You gotta watch that one. It is fucking insane. He
I've
blows.
been locked into Cyberpunk. I'm trying to beat the game.
Dude, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but
I
this
was
is.
just talking.
I'm like, no, I'm serious about
I
this.
got you.
This guy, he blows Joe Rogan away at the end of the episode. He blows Joe's mind. Joe's scared.
You
He
remember what he
fucking.
said?
Yeah, because he fucking comes in there and gives Joe a sealed envelope. Well, I think they did some talking or something.
Oh,
fucking
you wanna-
write some shit down.
Oh,
You
He-
probably
you
saw
know what?
clips.
he was on Matt and Shane's secret podcast like 3 years ago.
He's wild.
He was
dude.
on them 3 years. The Mentalist,
Yes.
where he's like,
He
"Let me guess your
reads
ATM
people.
code." And all that
Yes.
shit. Yeah.
Because he just looks at the looks in your
Dude, he did
eyes
Shane
and like your
and Matt's.
eyebrows.
He did Shane and Matt's, and he did their producer, the girl he lost, the name of the girl he lost his virginity to. Like he guessed it off of like, he was like A B C D E F G A. Like he was like, all right, V is the first one, A B C D E I.
Oh my
and it's like he
God.
went like letter by letter and spelled it out in front of this dude, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, I think this is why I hate looking at people in the eye. I think
Isn't that
subconsciously I know people can
Data
read me.
transferring.
Yes, because the fact that he can guess all of that just by eye movements.
It's crazy.
and, oh,
Yeah.
oh, you said this way, so now it's I knew that it was and fucking Jamie.
I want Oz Perlman, and I want who's the Stanford scientist, Andrew Huberman.
Yes.
I want those two because Andrew Huberman's going to explain what he's doing.
Oh my
while Perlman's
God.
doing it to him.
That'd be wild.
Rogan, Huberman, Perlman,
Holy shit.
and Shane Gillis for some reason.
You want to know what I just remembered?
No. Yeah.
Fucking the eyes are literally brain. They're fucking brain tissue. They're brain outside the skull. That's how we see because it's octal. That's why it goes to the brain. It's literally a piece of the brain. Yes, occipital nerve. But yes, it's not the people. This is why I'm freaking out about it. All right, because it's eyes. We look at it as, oh, these are our eyes. This is our brain. But it's one thing. That's why he's an ophthalmologist and he's a neuroscientist because it's one thing. The brain is the eyes, and the eyes are the brain. So that is why our perception is literally created by what we're seeing.
I bet it's a lot easier to be an ophthalmologist than it is a neuroscientist.
I'm sure. I don't think he works on humans, but I think he's done studies with humans, and he mostly does studies. Like he'll do what happens here with rats and shit. He's done a lot of animal studies. I think he actually just started working on humans. I haven't listened to him in a while, but I'm pretty sure when I was listening to him.
You're still talking about Perlman?
I'm talking about Huberman now.
Huberman, okay.
Yes. Huberman, I got to start listening to him more, dude. I just don't get the time.
I haven't tapped into Huberman in a second. I just can't really forget him.
Dude, I just love neuroscience, and I love the way the brain works and shit. It's just so fascinating to me. Like, that's why I want to get inside your head and, figure out what's going on there and talk to you all the time.
If eventually that comes out and we'll be like, all right, I'm going to take a vacation, you log in and figure something out.
Dude, it's going to be like a drug where we just fucking download.
I'm sorry.
No, what were you saying?
I was like, I wonder how that would work because I'd like for you to transfer into, to feel this, but in order for that to be 100%, you have to have my personality and everything to understand it. So how would that really work? Because is your personality your soul? Because didn't we talk about that the other night?
I think your personality comes from your identity.
And that comes from your ego.
Yes.
Okay. So
what I think
the wouldn't transfer. Basically, it's just perspective swap. Like if we were swapping eyes.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Wow. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yes. And how you're gonna do it is it's like a drug where you download something from a neural implant. Maybe it's like a link.
If I was you, I probably would get really fucked up a lot.
Dude.
I understand.
Yes, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Because when I get hyped up like that, I just.
Dude, I'm hyped up literally 24/7. As soon you see the way I get out of bed, dude, I shoot the fuck up. I'm running around the fucking house.
I've seen you wake up a couple of times.
Well, yeah, that's when I'm tired. But late, when I'm well rested, dude, I'm up and out of the bed as soon as that alarm goes off. I'm fucking. Sometimes I'm too loud.
Our front door was open this morning when I got up.
See, I'm too. I don't think about these things. I move too quick.
I was ready to leave and I got water. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, dude. See,
I didn't even text you about it. I was like, huh? I was like, I don't think we got robbed. All right.
See, and that's why I seem stupid and shit is because I fucking am so absent-minded on simple things. Yeah. Yes.
Well, it probably closed, but it pseudo closed. It'll shut all the way, but you don't hear it click, and then you open the doors and the air pressure pushes it
open. Well, what happened was my alarm went off at 4:30, dude.
So basically,
I felt my body, dude, and I felt how my body, literally my brain and body were telling me, you need more fucking rest, dude. You're fucked up. And I'm like, I want to sleep. And I was going to go back to sleep, but then I'm like, I was supposed to go to the gym. And then I was
that little voice came in.
Yes.
There he is. There's Cody.
Yes. And then I'm like, fuck. So I laid there for another 15, 20 minutes, and then I got the fuck up, dude. But I'll be honest, it was kind of a pussy day in the gym, but I still went. I just want to get in there. I fucking stretched. I fucking ran for 10 minutes, put my clothes on, because I wanted to meet Marty make sure I met Marty at the shop, and he wasn't gone. Because I'm like, it's anywhere between 5:45 and 6, he's gone, and I better be there when he's gone. So I was fucking putting my shit on, getting out the fucking gym.
Yeah, I like that.
But, it would be... Let me try to think about this. The way you were raised and shit, that's probably why you were so into like serotonin drugs and things that made you feel okay with yourself because you've been constantly judged by intelligent people and gone through so many different things where people are telling you you're fucked up, you're stupid, you're sad, whatever the
Well,
fuck they tell you.
and the expectation was to be as smart as those people too. So
Exactly, because they're teaching you you should know all this. So why aren't you doing it?
they're objectively really fucking smart. Like
They don't understand. They forget.
Smart. Yeah.
That's what happens, I think. Intelligent people, we can make sure we don't forget this, dude. I'm gonna say this right fucking now. As we fucking grow in age, do not forget the journey that we had to go on to get. Because sometimes your ego gets, oh, I'm that nigga. How'd you get here? Oh, it was all God and fucking just blessings. But it was hard ass work. I was fucked. That's why I fucking put all this shit out, dude. I did do stupid shit with a tranny. I got my dick sucked a couple times. I fucking did a lot of drinking. I did a lot of stupid shit. But then we can look back on this shit and
it makes you more badass, honestly. The journey, that part of the journey, kind of is like a hell of a lot of street cred, you know?
Dude, it's no. I didn't. I think I just.
I think the fuck shit makes your journey cooler, to be honest. Like
the tranny shit always gets me when I bring it back up. I'm like,
when I tell my when I tell like my I don't know if I'm gonna be a dad or like a great uncle or something, you know. But if I tell my great niece or nephew, whatever, that I was in a drug-induced psychosis off of acid,
that's what I'm saying, dude.
That's gonna be such a badass story.
It's literally. That was my excuse to start doing all the shit I was doing. I'm like, I gotta have stories to tell my kids. But then I got lost in it, dude. Because I'm like,
well, that was a fake motive to begin with.
It is a fake motive. It's just my brain lying.
Think about it for 2 seconds.
But it's like
years and years.
But it is an intelligent thought, kind of, because I was thinking, oh, these are going to be stories if I can get out of it. I didn't know how I was going to get out of it or what exactly I was putting myself in.
They are stories, but also life would have done whatever life was going to do anyways, and stories would have came.
I don't know if it would have, because listen to this that Marty had told me today.
You'd have a boring ass life with no stories.
I'd have some stories, but listen to this.
Stories
okay,
also don't equal personal value.
I don't think that my mind would have expanded in the way it has.
No, that's
how about
true.
that?
Yeah.
Because I think that substances, and especially experimenting with yourself and your own consciousness, it enlightens you. Not enlightens you in like the Buddhist terms where you're like, oh, but it gives you insight into your own mind, into how you work. Exactly, because everybody I've ever met that has done some certain substances or gone through some shit, that's why I'm drawn to these people.
I mean, how crazy are the mushroom loops and shit that you get stuck in? Like, have you gotten stuck in those loops, like acid loops and whatnot? Like where the time keeps recycling and you keep saying the same shit.
Well, I didn't.
Isn't it crazy that that's literally like your brain going like, "Hey, for the past X amount of time, you've been stuck in a loop of doing this bullshit, and now you've experimented with yourself. I'm about to show you what you've been fucking up on," and you get stuck in that loop, and then finally, to come out of the loop, you realize you're stuck in a loop, and then that transfers into your actual life. Are you following me?
I did, but I didn't realize that till now.
The loop you're having in a mushroom. Or the loop you get in a trip is directly based off of if you are stuck in a loop in your life.
That makes perfect sense, dude. Because I got to tell you the story again. I know I've told you, but when I took the ounce, dude, the ounce of mushrooms, and for 12 hours I was tripping, literally felt like a 3-year-old. But my mind was just blown. Like I thought I was Einstein. I felt like my hair was spiked up, dude. I felt like I was in a different universe of space.
Air kind of feels like water.
Yes, dude. I was sitting there like this on the couch for like 3-4 hours, just in my brain.
Door, you can feel it.
Yes, dude. But it was in the wintertime also, so I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do anything. And I was with Maddie. She was trip sitting me, basically.
Was the floor cold?
No, it was carpeted. It was nice. Okay. Nice. Yeah. But I had also given the dog a little bit. Just poured a tiny little bit sploosh on and he was chilling.
I think dogs are chill off of mushrooms.
They are.
Matt from Matt and Shane's podcast has dosed his dog before, and the dog was like at the dog park running around with other dogs.
Yes, it's because hunters.
Weed is a different story.
Yes, they'll chill the fuck out off weed.
Well, sometimes,
dude. I gave Bandit a 50 milligram Eddie when I was super drunk because I don't know.
I was there, dude.
Yeah. You remember how chilled out he was?
Yeah, he was finally not a dickhead.
That's a lot for his liver, and I shouldn't have given them that much, probably half, but...
Not even, yeah.
Yeah, not even, but he was chilled the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
understand. CBD chills dogs out better than
Yes, they have treats and stuff for it. I shouldn't have gave him that. I was just drunk and stupid. But,
That was like one of the last times you got drunk.
Yeah, dude, I was... It's because I know he can handle it. He likes
He
it.
fucking lives in that house.
Yes. He just fucking. We can't fucking give him that much. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, hunters used to give dogs mushrooms to heighten their senses so that they could hunt better. It heightens our senses. Why wouldn't it heighten other animals' senses? That's why. But what was I saying about that? Oh yeah, back to the story. So I fucking go through all this, go outside because I'm like, I gotta let the dog out. Well, first I gotta go through the whole thing because that was when I first started freaking out about my parents dying. That's why I go and see them so much, or at least talk to them and see them as much as I can, because I fucking started thinking my parents are gonna fucking die one day. And then I was like, starting crying, dude. I was crying like a motherfucker. Like, this is not good. I'm like, I gotta go fucking be nicer to my parents. What the fuck am I doing, dude? I'm like, I've been an asshole. And then fucking started thinking about war, because that was when I started to learn all this stuff about what China and Russia and all the things how much control they have over our country.
I remember
and shit,
this period
dude.
of Cody.
Yes. And then I started freaking out. Well, you didn't know me yet. You didn't know me at this time. I was still with Maddie.
We definitely had that discussion.
We definitely have. But then I started freaking out about that because that was when I first realized I was physically fit and I was capable. I was like, holy shit, I could go. The reason we had that discussion before was because Dom was trying to convince me to go to the military when I worked at Bago. You remember that?
Yep.
But this was the first time I realized, holy shit, I could actually be a soldier because I love this fucking country. It's given me all these opportunities.
I remember meeting you about that time.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no.
You held that perspective for a second, though.
I probably did because that was influential on me. But that was,
You've definitely told me, like, I could be a soldier.
Actually, it might have been. That might have been, like, the tipping point for Maddie, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, makes a lot of sense. Yes, dude. Holy shit.
I wouldn't lie about this shit.
Dude, this entire thing makes sense because, okay, all that goes down. We let the dog out, right? But the dog runs away, dude, and I'm too fucked up. I can't move my body barely. I couldn't even get my shoes on.
What's going down? What went down?
So all that goes down. Oh, I'm thinking about all that
when
stuff.
you gave the dog a little bit of the
well, that was when I drank it.
When does the dog run out? What night is this? Is this when you're tripping?
Hold up. I drink this. I pour the ounce into the fucking blender, right? Blend it up.
Same night you're tripping, the dog runs away.
Just listen.
Okay.
All right. I fucking have the smoothie in my hand. Okay.
Pull it up.
I'm looking at it. Full cup of fucking mushroom smoothie with an ounce in it. Pour a little on the ground. That's when the dog comes up. And then I start chugging it down. Okay, Jesus. That was the start. All right. And then I felt it almost immediately. Like 20 minutes later, I'm like, what the
this is not gonna be good.
Did I just do? My ego was freaking out, dude. But then all that happens. And then the reason I think all this happened is because I couldn't get out of my ego in this trip. And I had taken so much to where it was bad, dude. But
I don't think anybody at that age could really get out of their ego like successfully.
No. That's why Ram Dass didn't think kids should do any psychedelics.
It's probably a fat reason why I went into my psychosis.
Because you did too much and you didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I know how to handle myself, but at those dosage, there is no guidance that you could give yourself at that point. It's called a heroic dose because only heroes do it.
The whole point of that is your ego goes away. So where's your guidance?
The whole point is you're going where nobody else goes. You're going off the deep end, brother.
There's no guidance that can help you.
No.
But
sink or swim.
So then, after all that stuff I was just telling you about, I think about all that. Then I finally am starting to like.
The dog is licking it up off the floor.
No. We're fast forwarding. That's the start. We're fast forwarding back to after I think about war, all this bullshit,
okay.
right?
We're jumping like a couple years.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
A year?
This is all the same day.
Are we fast forwarding or are we not fast forwarding?
You're on this front of the story.
Okay.
The dog licks the mushrooms. And then I realize how hard it's going to be. And then I start sitting on the couch thinking I'm Einstein, thinking about war.
Okay.
Fucking parents dying. Okay.
Yeah, I'm tracking.
And then I finally,
We're
my
going
mind.
through phases.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mind comes back a little bit. All right. Just enough to where I'm like, okay, I got to let the dog out. Because that's the entire reason I was at Tony's ex-husband's house was to babysit the dog. That's why I did
going
it
through
there.
phases on the trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta let the dog out. And then I let the dog out, dude. And I could barely move my body. I can't even get my shoes on. Maddie's like, let me fucking help you, you retard. I wouldn't let her help me. I'm like, nah, I fucking got this
At
shit.
that point, let the dog.
Dude, my ego. I'm like, I got this shit. I fucking got it. I'm an idiot, dude. I'm fucking dumb as shit at this time, all right? I clearly don't know anything. All right?
She was like, she took one look at you.
Dude,
after
this
a
is
couple
why I
months.
was
She
so
like,
stuck on her,
"He clearly
because she
doesn't
was so much smarter than me, and I just didn't realize it. I thought I was so smart, dude, that I thought I was smarter
It's
than
been a
this
year. He
smart
has learned
person.
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, he thinks he's so
Oh,
fucking smart, but he's
brother.
so goddamn stupid. It's probably like how you were looking at me all the times I was drinking and shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. But okay, so dog runs away it's just across the street to the neighbor's place. So I start running, trying to get the dog. There's like an ankles deep of snow, dude. I
Cold
fall.
outside.
I fall in the fucking snow, dude.
Don't go outside.
And I just start spazzing, dude, because the snow's on me.
The stimulus
so
must feel
stimulated.
insane.
And Maddie starts
Dog's looking
running
at you
after.
like-
Maddie has to go after,
Yeah.
dude. I can't. I don't know what to do, dude. I'm just fucking like,
You're
what
probably
the
wearing,
fuck?
like, yeah, you're probably wearing bullshit.
Yes, dude. And then we get the dog back inside. All that's good. And then me and Maddie sit on the couch. For some reason, she's comforting me, dude. Oh my god. Now that I'm thinking about this, I don't think I've thought about this in such depth. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't think I've thought about this in as
You
much
apologize
depth.
for
I
that.
need
I'm
to.
just listening.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm apologizing still, but it's because I'm a spaz. That's why I apologize.
I get it.
But okay, slow down a little bit. So now all this is making sense in my brain. So after that, we sit on the couch. She's trying to comfort me. I think she's like, oh, that's my girlfriend. She wants to be with me and shit. That's what I'm thinking, right? She's just trying to comfort me, right? Because I'm freaking out, obviously. And then I get stuck in that loop, dude, because I think I'm losing my fucking mind. And that's what gets me every time. You know that. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to lose my mind like you
get
have.
stuck
I'm
on it,
scared,
keep
dude.
coming back.
Yes. And so it for like fucking 30, 40, I don't even know how long. It could have been like 6 hours. I have no idea, dude.
Or
I was
5
stuck.
minutes, yeah.
It could have been any amount of time. I was stuck in
Time
this.
doesn't exist when you're in this realm.
Yes.
It really doesn't.
And I was stuck in this loop of looking at the TV, couldn't watch the TV, obviously, looking back at Maddie, looking at the TV, looking at Maddie, looking at the TV, and then I look at Maddie again, she's crying, dude. And then I look back at the TV, look back at Maddie, she's crying, like crying, dude. And I start to feel bad because I feel it, obviously, and I'm like, I did something again. What did I do? And then I was like, well, no, back up. I started asking her, are mushrooms bad? I keep in a loop of asking this question over and over and over and over and over again because I'm thinking I'm losing my mind. Then she's progressively getting worse crying. And then she's like, I'm like, why? Because she keeps telling me, no, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. She keeps reassuring me. She's very good in this situation, dude. This is why I was so stuck on her, dude. She was a great woman and I fucked it up bad. But she was reassuring me, making me feel all right. And then when she was crying, I'm like, if I'm okay, why are you crying? And she's like, because I told you not to do this much and you didn't listen to me again. And then I'm like, fuck. Dude.
And you're tripping fucking sack. And you
Yes,
realize
dude. I
that.
feel it now. Ooh.
That's got to be like,
That's
you're
heavy.
going to feel that eternally. When you're telling your grandchildren this story,
That's
you're
heavy.
going to feel this shit. Probably start crying when you're like 90 years old. You're going to be an old geezer telling this story crying. Because there's no way you were on an ounce and you felt the love of your life at that point.
That's probably when it disconnected.
You felt 100% empathy and you were just like,
I bet that's
oh,
when it disconnected
I
for
lost
her.
Yeah. And then she was probably like,
Because it only took, I was probably 2 weeks
was
after
she
that.
tripping?
No.
Mm.
She was just watching. Well,
Damn.
she might have done a little bit, but she was mainly sober to watch me because she knew I was about to do
Oh
it a
my
lot.
God.
Because that was my main purpose of
Babysitting your
securing the
ass?
bag. Yes,
She's
dude.
babysitting you and she gave you one rule.
Yes. Yes.
Damn.
That's how fucking stupid I was, dude.
Damn.
But then it was probably 2 weeks later because I'm thinking about when that picture is in my phone. It was probably 2 weeks later that she broke up with me. Well, we went on a break, and then a week after that, we broke up, and I still didn't understand what was going on, dude. I was still so trapped in my own ego and bullshit that I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with her? I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I was so dumb. I don't even know. Dude, and then, oh my God. So I'm like, can I just? She's like, okay, I can't do this no more. She's about to break up with me. I'm like, can I see you one more time before we end this shit?
Oh, you elongated it.
I don't like to say this, dude, because I've never said it out loud. Egoically, my ass. That was when my abs first started popping out. So I took my shirt off, dude.
Your abs never. Popped
She
out.
never, dude. They were like first starting to show. They were first starting to show.
You got the line.
Just see them,
You got the middle.
Yes,
you got the middle line. And you were like, if you could try really hard,
dude. And the thing is, what I didn't fucking think about at the time, which I should have, but I was so dumb and caught up in my own ego. But she didn't give a fuck about any of that, dude. She never gave a fuck what I looked like. Never once, dude. She never cared. But
damn.
So I'm walking out, ego as shit, and then I still don't understand. She gives me a hug. We talk for a while. She gives me a hug and then leaves, dude, and that's it. And then I start trying to text her because I'm like, I still don't understand in my brain. My brain was so tweaked out, dude. I just couldn't figure it out. Like I didn't understand what I was doing. I don't understand what was happening around me. That's why the fuck I dove so deep into it, dude. And why when I met you, I was so like, dude, I'm locked in. Like I need to fucking figure this out because I didn't know, dude. I didn't. That's why, dude.
Yeah, because I kind of came into your life and I was like, I got it figured out a little bit. If you want some help,
I didn't know at all.
We became friends, and then look at us now. We're both figuring it out.
That's why it hurts me so bad because if I would have known, I would have never acted that way. But that's why you can't.
Then you would have never been you.
Yes.
I like you, man.
I love you too, bro. I don't like you. I love you, bro. You're my brother.
Yeah, you're mine.
Unfortunately, once you've opened the floodgates to hell, there's no going back.
Unfortunately, once you break the dam, you can no longer build a new one.
Want more water?
I'm chilling. I got a fuckload, dude. I fucking filled this thing full of ice before I left.
Really?
I filled it full of ice, and then I thought the ice stopped, and I thought it wasn't full, and I moved it, and like, an entire water bottle full of ice fucking fell out of the ice dispenser because it had filled mine and then started filling the machine.
Where's the ice dispenser?
At work.
Oh,
yeah. Our ice is like freezer burn or something.
Dude, I was wondering where the fuck
our ice
there's
like
no way.
Our ice has a rare form of ice mold out of it or some shit.
Because we never touch it.
Yeah, we just don't fuck with ice cubes. I went the other day to go look at it and I was like, what?
Well, here's my thought process, dude.
It looks like frostbitten ice cream.
We clean, we keep it fucking decent, right? We don't want to live like pigs. We take the trash out, we vacuum, we sweep, we clean the bathroom, we do what we got to do, clean our rooms. We just don't fucking deep clean all the time because even if we fucking cleaned every square inch of this place, there's still this imperfection on the wall. I would fucking still tweak about everything, dude.
The real problem is we both kind of get dirty for our jobs.
That and, well, what I'm thinking is, when it comes to water and ice, dude, I want good water and good ice. But when I'm getting out of the tap, I know damn well, every time I drink this shit, I know I'm drinking poison. No, I know, because... Give me a Google, please.
Yeah, what the percentage of
No. EWG water database.
What do you want me to do after this? Zip code?
50436.
Oh,
yes.
I fucking knew that part, dude.
I just spilled water on my mic, so hopefully it's good. I'm clumsy as hell. And then look at all the stuff in our water. I've done this.
Forest City water supply, I imagine.
Yes, sir.
Groundwater. 6 total contaminants.
Mason City has like 26.
I'm gonna see what my old Wisconsin zip code.
Yes, dude. Sorry, I got so excited. Dude, I gotta stop apologizing.
I think it was 53182. 53182 zip code.
I don't know where all this energy came from.
Is that Waukesha?
It might be meditation,
That's Union
dude.
Grove. What's Waukesha?
Still talking.
You're good. We gotta kill the air. We got dead air.
I know.
5307. Oh, 53186.
Dude, I think the meditation's giving me more energy. I would be dead as fuck right now. Because the caffeine, there's no way it's the caffeine. I drank at 9 o'clock. It'd be on the downside now.
Serves 70,000 people in Waukesha.
Did you scroll down?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
34.
Yeah, now scroll on all of them and read me some of them. The ones you understand.
Legal does not equal safe. Arsenic. Okay. 98 times the health guideline. 0.3 parts parts per billion, I think, is that unit. Almost 0.4. Legal limit is 10. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Bromate, cancer, 17 times the legal limit, I guess. Bromadiachrolo.
Just read the ones you understand. I know there's some hard ones.
Chloroform, 10 times as much. Chromium, 11 times as much.
Is there chlorine in it?
Dibromochloromethane,
Basically.
Dibromochloromethane, 28 times as much of that shit.
Methane in the water?
Halositous acid, also known as HAA5, is 27 times. HAA9.
Does it say what it does, like cancer causing?
Yeah, all of these, everything I've read off is cancer so far.
Yep.
I'm at like the 20th thing. This one is 85 times as much. Oh my god.
This doesn't
hexane sulfonate, octane sulfonate, acid, radium.
Radium, dude.
Radium is 78 times.
Literally the shit that causes fucking cancer.
It's a whole number. It's 4 parts. Instead of being like point something, it's 4.9.
The water's irradiated, dude. It's got radiation in it, dude. What the fuck?
Trihalomethanes, 88 times. Trichloric acid. And that is about everything I can read off with the brain that I was born with.
Dude.
I'm going to try my parents, see if it's like lake water or something.
This water treatment plant idea that we have as humans, I think it's just pouring chemicals in water. We're like, nah, it's clean now. And then you look it up, it's like radiated, it's got fucking arsenic in it, it's got fucking chloroform in it. What the fuck?
Pewaukee is 31, so they're not great either. They got 189 times the arsenic. Holy shit.
Arsenic.
What is 691? Oh, PFOS and PFOA is 691.
What is
times.
that?
I don't know.
Can you look that up?
What is this? Profluorooctane sulfate. Oh, these are the sulfonate and the acid.
Cause cancer?
Say this out loud. Foreign chemicals used in many consumer products and other chemicals cause serious health effects, including cancer, endocrine disruption. Endocrine disruption?
So
is that like what radiation
that's
does
our
to you?
reproduction.
Oh, that's our reproduction.
I'm pretty
so
sure
it's gonna make your kids retarded.
Look up endocrine after this, just to be sure.
No, endocrine is that's definitely what it is. Accelerated puberty. Dope. I'm gonna drink some of this. Finally hit puberty, dude. I've been waiting. Liver and immune system damage.
Holy shit.
Thyroid changes. Just fuck your hormones up real bad.
That's why kids are going into puberty sooner. I mean, it's probably one of the causes. Look at the way they look,
They're
dude.
They're freaking frogs gay, dude.
They're fucking turning the frogs gay and horny and weird with all these chemicals.
That was
dude.
only 8,000. Wonder Woman.
Holy fuck.
Wonder Woman Rose 50436 is. Oh, that's us.
Dude, humans are fucking stupid. What are we doing? We're playing with a chemical organ with chemicals, dude.
Monroe Waterworks. That's 22. All right, so they're on the conservative side. They don't have any outrageous numbers. Monroe might actually be decent water. Holy shit.
Dude, it's a chemical organ that we're putting a bunch of chemicals into. Why are we doing it? Who? I guess they fucking did this back when Rockefeller was around.
Filters somewhere.
Reverse osmosis, dude. What Joe Rogan has one. If fucking Joe Rogan, a comedian who has a lot of money, can buy one, why the fuck don't water treatment plants use reverse osmosis?
Oh, it's probably expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
I've looked into it.
That's probably the reason.
Just because when I get a lot of money, I want to fucking do shit with
it would
reverse
save human
osmosis.
lives, but it's expensive.
It can. I've looked into desalination plants too, because I want to fucking provide water and food
Salt
for
water,
people
make
that you
salt
can't.
water drinkable.
Yes, because we have water.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of where, like, if I do, I'm not saying I'm gonna get a lot of money, but if I do, I want to find ways that I can help people with. So I'm just trying to plan for that now. Like, the rainforest is being cut down. Fuck you. I'll pay all these people. If I had like $1 million that I could just throw away, dude, I'd pay all these people to fuck off. I'd literally, like Ricky, I'd be like, here, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. This is a rainforest. You're not supposed to be cutting it. I don't give a fuck how much money I got to give away, dude.
Or you pay them double to replant trees. Well, no, because the tree's still... You're cutting like a big tree down and putting a little tree in its place.
Dude, that video I watched about trees, dude, when they all fucking came here, there's pictures, black and white pictures of these trees.
Yeah.
Dude, and you've seen how big they are? That was everywhere. Imagine that everywhere.
Have you seen
The
the
Buddha.
Have you seen the Tree of Life in Africa?
No.
The one that's like it's like thousands of years old. Hold on, let me pull it up.
But the Buddha meditated under a tree like that, dude. And that's how he reached enlightenment. That's why this guy that I watched the video, he had this theory that the reason we cut all these down was because if there was anything else that was conscious or as smart as humans on this planet, it was those trees. That's fucking that's fucking wild, dude. That's what I'm saying. Imagine you're fucking back in the day, you see a fucking tree the size of a skyscraper, dude. That has to humble the shit out of you.
Every tree the size of a fucking
that humbles the fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah. Maybe that's why.
How the fuck did humans cut it down back then with no power tools? They just had a bunch of people and axes, and they're just like, that would suck.
Yeah, look that up. How the fuck?
Dude.
I think they were probably just gathering sticks.
It's probably a saw. I guarantee it was a giant saw.
How did people cut down trees for power tools?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
big
saws.
trees. Look up like a California redwood. How would you cut
How would you cut down a California redwood without any rudimentary tools? I should ask Grok this, not Google.
Yeah, you should.
Axes, saws, wedging, fire. Fire makes sense.
Burn it down.
But here's a question: how the fuck do you start the fire?
Well, if you know how to start a fire, even how the fuck would
But
you?
you're a caveman.
Okay,
I'm talking ancient people.
I'm talking to people that came to settle America and shit.
Oh, okay.
These trees were still everywhere then.
Yeah, they definitely know how to make fire by then.
Yeah, well, they had guns by then. They had like fucking muskets and shit. But
Sucks that we did that.
They probably had long saws. And then one guy, but it would take fucking forever, dude.
Yeah.
That's, oh my god. Now thinking about it, that's probably why they cut them all down. Because it's like, oh, it's gonna be around forever, and we fuck takes us like 3 days to cut down fucking one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Did we cut a lot out of America?
Dude, it was everywhere across the world. That's why there's trees like that in Africa. California has redwoods. They're thousands of years old.
Yeah, well, Californians are protected, which might be the only goddamn good thing about California nowadays. But
who knows if they're even protected?
They better not
anymore,
get hit
dude.
with a wildfire, dude. If those get hit with a wildfire.
But the thing is about these trees, dude, for thousands of years, they've been talking through the mushrooms, fucking communicating with the forest, feeding nutrients.
Basically being the lungs of the
It's like if your grandpa was 1,000 years old or 2,000 years old, and he could give you the wisdom from 2,000 years. And we took that away from the fucking forest. Yes. How fucking stupid is that?
Pretty dumb.
That
we also nuked the planet twice.
We fucking shot a nuke into space and irradiated it more.
We shot a lot in Antarctica. You know about that? Operation Angus?
I don't know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I've said this one on the podcast before, but it was probably an episode that nobody got right.
You've told me about the Nazis.
Yeah, alright, so you remember a little bit about it. Hurry up!
Oh, wait, were they trying to nuke Nazi bases, but they were using like an excuse or some shit? I cracked it.
Operation Argus was a series of high-altitude nuclear tests conducted by the United States in 1958, which is kind of crazy to be doing that.
58, dude?
58 means World War... Well, I think that's Cold War, but that means World War II ended like... I guess it technically ended like 44, 43 or something like that. 42.
World War I? Yeah.
World War I is in the teens, so that's like 1918. You know what? We're too dumb for this conversation with numbers.
I'm pretty sure...
1911? No, that's the gun.
It had to be in the 30s.
Regardless, they did it in
20s or 30s.
20s was the Depression, so no.
30s was the Depression.
Roaring 20s, yeah, you're right. 30s is Depression.
So 20s happen, they go to war, Great Depression after the war, then they go to war again. I think.
When did World War I? 1914. Ended in 1918.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was in the teens.
I was off.
And then, alright, they did it in 58. Here are key points about the operation.
I never looked that up, sorry.
Date location, Southwest Atlantic Ocean, approximately 1,800 kilometers southwest of Cape Town, South Africa. pretty much in the Antarctic. If you look at the Wikipedia on this, I'm on Grok, so there's no pictures. But if you look at the Wikipedia, it's above one of these pinnacles in peaks in Antarctica, and it's the same spot where there was a Nazi base. It's a no-fly zone to this day on the NSA, which means that no country of any sort are allowed to fly over it.
That's weird. Who says that though?
Conducted in complete secrecy due to the impending nuclear test bans disguised as missile tests using international geophysical year equipment. Full details were declassified in '82, so it took 30 years for it to come out. My dad was 2 years old when these got declassified. Allocated $9 million. Unauthorized leak to the New York Times in '59. Scientific controversy. Missing film records led to disputes over radiation exposure with higher than normal leukemia claims among patients. Demonstrated the feasibility of creating an artificial radiation belt, but deemed military ineffective due to rapid dissipation. Results were published as scientific research in '59. And that's what they want you to think it was really for, but it's because they wanted to bomb the Nazi base in Antarctica, and I love that conspiracy.
Dude, I'm on a whole nother adventure in my head. I was listening, but my brain was still fucking sidewinding because who the fuck gets to, I'm thinking, okay, so the first question in my brain, who gets to decide who's flying over this place or going to this place? And then it's like, okay, it's the governments. Okay, why do they get to decide? Because they run the countries. Okay, that's fine. But if you run
Antarctica,
that's what I'm saying. You run this piece of land, who the fuck gives you the right to run the other piece of land? Or go to this country like Iraq or Afghanistan? What gives us the right to go into another country unless they're fucking with us?
It gets more interesting if you want to combine the conspiracy theory that Hitler didn't kill himself after the war and that he escaped somewhere, and that place was Antarctica. And the reason they took over that place was because they were the Nazis and they had the wonder weapons. You know about that conspiracy theory?
No.
Like the bell that the Nazis supposedly had and all this shit. Untold power that they got from the occult, basically. I'm going too deep. I'm going to sound schizophrenic. I'm going way too deep.
Keep going. But let me say this first before you keep going, so I don't forget. I believe more that they escaped to Argentina. Because
that's the common one, but my problem with that is it's so common.
Why would Hitler go to Antarctica? That sucks.
But you see pictures of photos of Nazis in Argentina, but you don't see Hitler. There's got to be a picture with fucking Hitler with the Nazis in Argentina if all the Nazis went to Argentina.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
If you were the number one war criminal in human history, would you fucking be taking pictures with people?
No, but I'd probably go to Antarctica because I'm the number one war criminal and I'm trying to take over the fucking world.
What does Argentina care? They have a fucking people who speak German there, dude. There's a cult.
It's so easy to get compromised. In Antarctica, you're literally separated from anything that could threaten you, and you can see anything coming from fucking so far.
Let me pose this. What about both? Goes to Argentina for a while. Feds are on to him, getting close. Goes to Antarctica.
Maybe because if the Eastern Front... No, Eastern Front is Japan, isn't it? Whatever. If the war with the Axis in Europe ends in like 42 or something like that, and this operation is conducted... All right, if we're saying this operation is conducted because they were trying to kill Hitler because he was in this Nazi base that's in the Antarctic, this was conducted in '58. So there's 16 years missing. So at what point, that's a lot of time you could stay in Argentina for 9 years and go to Antarctica. You could stay in Argentina for 14 years.
Now let me steelman that conspiracy that he's still alive. Because
still alive, I don't think so.
If you read Blitzed,
still alive in '58.
Still alive after he didn't kill himself.
Okay.
Yes. Because if you read Blitzed, dude was getting shot up with fucking meth, cocaine.
Most likely.
Dude, he was getting shot up with literal, like, during the war, they fucking had,
doctors.
No, they had fucking people going out to slaughterhouses, getting, like, livers from dead animals, like, buckets. Dude, they would fill vans full of this shit to make hormones and shit for Hitler. This is what that guy was his Mengele or some shit. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I know the guy.
His doctor, yeah. He would fucking shoot him up with fucking like liver fucking juices and shit, dude.
No, I just like to think about that conspiracy.
But then let me.
Because I think it's fun.
But look, for sure,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
saying you
most
believe
likely
this,
dead, yeah.
but let me put it through this perspective, just because I'm thinking about it. You're fucking getting shot up with all this bullshit. You're so out of your goddamn gourd, like that video where he's tweaking at the fucking Olympics. Dude, I would just want to end it. Like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit, dude.
Also, he tried to take over the world.
Dude, imagine if you never figured it out and you were
Nobody's
just tweaked
gonna
at
like
it.
him. Once the Nazis fall, everybody's gonna hate him. Nobody's gonna be on his side.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he lived before he got shot up with all that shit. He had a whole life before that. So we wouldn't understand that perspective.
True, but still, you're still saying he killed himself, though, right? Because
Yes, but what I'm
the
saying,
mindset he's in at that point.
what I'm saying is that maybe, well, I don't know if I'm saying he killed himself. Because
now you're getting into my realm.
yes, because listen, like if he's lived a whole life before that, he knows, oh, I can have a good life without the shit that
I think his whole thing about his reasoning about becoming Hitler was his life before. Well, that shit sucked. He got like denied from art
That's
school
true.
and all that bullshit. So he probably didn't like that fucking part, and that's why he was like cool with getting injected with all this shit and trying to take over the world.
That's true. I'm pretty sure he was dying before he killed himself.
Yeah.
That might have been why he killed himself.
Do you think Putin's dying? Do you think it's true that he has cancer and all that? Do you think they probably have a cure for it? Or do you think it's just Russian propaganda?
I don't think he has cancer.
It's probably Russian propaganda.
If I'm thinking about, because I'm looking at it through my dad's lens, like
see how old Vladimir Putin is.
he's probably in his 50s or 60s, I'd say. Maybe 70s.
I should just Google this stuff. Rock takes fucking forever for some reason.
You got to talk to it for a while.
2 years old.
Actually, go to the settings. Can you see the settings button? I guess you're on Twitter, huh?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm not going back to that other bullshit. It still doesn't connect. I tried it the other day.
What'd you just look up?
How old Vladimir Putin was? He's 72.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say.
72, he could be getting cancer. But also, he's got to be getting like the most, like the best care.
Let's say he does have cancer, right? Let's say he does. They're not treating it the same way they treat it here.
That's what I'm saying.
Plus, on top of that, the food's not poisoned with cancer. The water's not poisoned with cancer.
Especially not Vladimir Putin's food.
My grandma was eating the same shit. She normally when she eats, like my dad told me this, when she eats like meat, like sausages, like the kielbasa you get, all that meat, and like my grandpa will make it for her, and he'll make like onions and stuff and bread. They'll put it on bread. They love that shit. But when she eats it here, she gets like heartburn and bloated, and like she can't, like I think she's basically allergic to it.
Feed the animals bullshit. That's probably the problem.
Yes. But then when they went to Slovakia for, I think 6 months because they were renovating. They just got back a couple weekends ago, but they were renovating their apartment they have there, and completely renewed the whole place, and it looked awesome. They sent me a few pictures, their trip there, but when they were eating stuff there, eating the same shit, they were losing weight and they were just fine.
Oh, they brought you back the fucking thing in the truck.
Yep.
The wafers.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't understand why we're letting this happen. We should have course corrected as soon as we saw things going awry, but people just started covering it up for profit.
It's a product of capitalism. It's a product of America being like the juggernaut of capitalism.
I don't think it is.
I do, because if there's money to be made, those people that dictate the rules on this bullshit are going to make money.
I don't think so. I think that it's a product of the old mentality that humans had back then.
Maybe, but the past like 42 heads of the pharmaceutical industry go to work at the FDA.
Yeah.
Or the 42 heads.
And they're all old fuckers, aren't they? And it's just a reoccurring machine cycle.
Some of them are in like their 40s.
Just let me lay this idea on you. You tell me what you think about it. All right. So what I think is this mindset they had back then, creating businesses and stuff, they were dumb as shit back then. They didn't give a fuck. They were just getting rich back then, dude. Nobody was getting rich. Everybody was scrounging for pennies. Like they were poor as fuck. So getting rich was a huge thing. Yeah. So you're doing anything.
The Ford Motor Company, I recently learned, when they went public, their cap of like the stock max value was $150,000.
That's what they make every year.
That was as much as the company was worth in the stock market.
Mm.
The entire company of Ford.
Back then.
Yeah, but it was like the largest auto manufacturer in the world. So back then, 150,000 was like $1 trillion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to
That's-
understand.
I was just saying
Yeah.
it differently.
Yeah. I was just trying to understand. I was like, do I get what he's saying?
No, yeah. Saying I got what you were saying.
Yeah. So they were rich back then, and they had a lot of money, and they were dumb as shit. They don't care about fucking people over. Nah. See, I don't.
You think
It was here's what I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm getting excited. It's old capitalism. Capitalism is morphing now because look at all the OnlyFans, fucking the internet, all these ways
The
you can,
margin is crazy.
and not just that, you can do the internet, all that shit on top of what like influencers do. They make products. You're making products new, and if you're engineers, you're like I watch a lot of engineers on YouTube. They're in their garage making like fucking Iron Man suits and shit, dude. Fucking
Mark Rober.
they can sell that shit if they really wanted to. If they wanted to streamline that shit and make it and sell it, they could. These are products that could be sold and manufactured, and it could be innovated into society. Or the military is going to look at these videos and be like, oh, we can make something like this and use our money to make something like this. And so what I'm saying is there's money to be made other places now. Money was limited back then, the ways to make money. That's old capitalism. Oh, there's only so many. We got to fuck this person over
So
to
to
get
bring
this dollar. That's why I tweak about it.
To bring it full circle, the reason our food is poisoned is a product of old capitalism.
Yes, because that's why I tweak about it. Because I'm looking at old capitalism like, this ain't fucking working, dude. And then I'm forming a new form of capitalism in my brain like, we don't have to fuck everybody over anymore. That doesn't have to happen. Everybody can make money.
Yeah, it was the famine mentality.
Yes.
Well, kind of, because think about it, they were coming out of the Great Depression.
Yes.
For like a generation.
Yes.
It was the roaring, wasn't it the roaring 20s and the Great Depression was the 30s or something like that?
Yes, dude. And I just watched a video the other day on the 50s, and it's weird. I found this weird channel. I don't know how it came up. Dude, it's just like plays old ass videos from like the 50s or 70s or whatever.
That's Grandpa Steve's right there.
Yes.
Just watch black and white oldies.
But then also, what on top of playing these old clips, it'll have people from those times talking about the experiences and how it was from those times. Yes. So I was watching a video from the 50s, dude, and they were talking about how they think that the 50s shaped the 70s because these kids grew up and they were rebellious because from the, let's say, okay, 50s, 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, right? They didn't have much. They were scrounging to Great Depression, all this shit, right? They didn't have much. So once they got stuff, they wanted to.
20s were really good, 30s were really bad, 40s were war.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then 50s, we're trying to get back to a normal life, right? And that's why the 50s looked the way it was. Oh, we're Jerry and Sally, and because they were playing that on TV. This is what these people were saying. They were playing this stuff on TV.
Oh, yeah.
This is how life is
Like
supposed to look.
shows
Yes.
Yes.
And everybody, what they said is everybody was pretending to be that way, but nobody was actually that way. Exactly. And that shaped the 70s because these kids, they were trying. Here's what. Okay.
These people were.
Hold on. Just let me finish. I'm sorry. What were you saying? I'm sorry. I'm getting excited.
Just like, their entire lives are a lie.
Yes. Bro, and
No wonder they were so angry all the time.
Yes.
And then all this
Yes.
became abuse.
Yes. And guess what, dude? On top of that is what I was about to say is they were playing like, okay, so they were manufacturing how reality's supposed to be, right? Oh, this is how your world's supposed to be. They were playing educational videos to their children and high school kids and shit like this. Like, when daddy comes home from work after a long day, this is when you're supposed to spend time with him. And in a cool, chill manner. You're supposed to talk to dad. Dude, it says you're not supposed to bring up high stress matters with daddy at this time. They're literally manufacturing how your kid is supposed to think and speak. Like, oh no, you have to be this way. Dad's gonna be mad. And then dude, there was one video like, if Jerry, it's always in like third person. Jerry walks in and he's angry about this. And then you can see the anger transfer to his mom. And then mom gets mad at Jerry. See, negative energies transfer. So it'd be better if Jerry just didn't get mad. Any sign of aggression, that's what these people were saying. Any sign of aggression or being abnormal back then was not normal and frowned upon. The things that your parents were telling you, dude, it was times fucking 20. No, you're not supposed to feel sad. That's bullshit. You're not supposed to be angry. Start acting normal. Any sign of being abnormal. Kids were like an alien species, they said.
Oh,
That's
you
how
talking
they
about
felt.
back then?
Yes, that's how they felt back then. They were like an alien species. You're not supposed to feel. You're not supposed to show any emotion. You're just supposed to be watched
Oh,
and
that's-
looked at. You're not supposed to say shit.
That's what started the punk movement.
Punk movement, hippie movement,
Yeah.
all of that shit sprung from this shit, dude.
And the CIA.
And then we're getting to this time where we've had freedom for so long, and we're like, fuck, now we're lazy and
Freedom
shit.
is so good.
Dude, when you watch videos like that, it puts all of it in perspective. I love that flag. Every time I walk in and look at it, I'm glad it's there.
Kind of douchey, but also
I don't give a fuck, dude. Why do people get to fly up Mexican flags in their house, all this other shit, and we can't fly an American flag in our house?
Oh, we're well within our right to put this.
My dad's got a Slovakian flag in his house and an American flag.
Oh, yeah.
He's got both. He loves this country too. He's an American, but he's Slovakian. I don't know how long we've been going. Feels like a while.
We're probably good. That seems like a good place to end it.
Let's see what we're at. Hour 15. All right. I love you
Bye,
guys.
folks.
Bye.